We are glad to welcome you to our channel. Kindly subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends and relations. And click on the bell icon for instant notification whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel. Rest assured that we are going to have a very exciting and inspiring discussion. Let's dive into the lesson right away. In today's lesson, we are going to look at stress in words of 4 syllables, and specifically we will examine the rules for placing stress on the first, second, and third syllables. I am Benjamin from English Classes Online. Come with me as we dive into the lesson right away. In this lesson, we are going to look at words of 4 syllables stressed on the first, second, or third syllables. Understanding the stress patterns in words is an important aspect of learning a language, as it can greatly impact the meaning of a word and how it is pronounced. Stress is used in conveying meaning, and when you mispronounce a word or place the stress wrongly, you might distort the meaning of a word. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following. 1. Explain the factors that determine stress. 2. Explain the rules of stress for 4-syllable words stressed on the first syllable. Number 3, explain the rules of stress for 4-syllable words stressed on the second syllable. And number 4, explain the rules of stress for 4-syllable words stressed on the third syllable. Now let's get started right away by looking at the factors that determine stress. The first factor is word class, what is traditionally known as parts of speech. Now take shifting stress for example. When you look at the word project, this means you are placing stress on the first syllable, and the meaning you are conveying is that this is a noun, project. All right, you are talking about a something that someone is handling, a project. That is noun. A noun is the name of a person, animal, place, or thing, or even idea. So a project is the name of something. And then when you place stress on the second syllable of the same word, then the meaning changes from being a noun to being a verb. And this means that, with stress, you have changed the word class or the part of speech, if you like. When you place stress on the first syllable of this word, then you are talking about something, a project. But when you place stress on the second syllable of the same word, then you are no longer talking about something, you are talking about an action, a verb, project. To project something is to, you know, to present it for people to see, all right? You project an idea, all right? So that is about word class, that the word class of a word can determine where stress is placed on that word. And this is more noticeable in words of 2 syllables, okay? And so another factor is syllables, A syllable is a unit of pronunciation. For example, when you look at the word project, you see that it is made up of 2 syllables, project. So a syllable is a part of a word, it's a unit or a division or a part of a word that you can pronounce in one breath. You can utter in one breath. Okay, it's a unit of pronunciation. And so syllables can determine stress because, first of all, English words can be classified according to the number of syllables they contain, and that is why we have monosyllabic words are words with one syllable. Bisyllabic words are words with two syllables, and polysyllabic words are words with three or more syllables. Okay? Now, the rules that apply to monosyllabic words are different from the rules that govern bisyllabic words. For example, in bisyllabic words, as we have exemplified with project and project, uh, you can see that word class, determines stress in words of two syllables. And then we have also prefixes determining stress, you know. But then when we look at polysyllabic words, then we discover that it is uh, affixes, you know, more especially suffixes. By the time we begin to look at the rules of stress and we look at specific examples, I will throw more light on this. Then, apart from the number of syllables a word contains, then a syllable can either be strong or weak depending on the quality of sound it contains. All right? For example, if you have, look at the word divine, you look at the word divine, divine. This word is made up of two syllables, D and vine. Stress is on the second syllable, and I will tell you why. Stress is on the second syllable because what you have here in this second syllable is a double sound, I. This is called a diphthong sound, I. The vine. Here you have a short sound, A, and so this is a weak syllable, and that is why it is not stressed. The vine, vine. So there is a strong vowel sound in this syllable, and so it is a strong syllable. But there is a short vowel sound in this syllable, and that is why it is a weak syllable. So we have strong and weak syllables, and that shows that the quality of sound that a particular syllable contains determines whether that particular syllable should be stressed or unstressed. And that is how syllables, determine stress. Okay. Now, let's move on to the third factor that determines stress, and that is affixes. Affixes are parts of a word, and there are two types of affixes: prefixes and suffixes. I have a video lesson on word formation, and so if you browse through the channel, you will find a lesson on word formation, and you will learn how words are formed in the English language. That is where you discover how affixes are joined together to form new words in English. In English grammar, we call it morphology, or word formation. Morphology is the science of word formation, how words are formed. Prefixes are unstressed except in shifting stress. All right? So you have prefixes. The rule is that in two-syllable words, if a word begins with a prefix, it is almost always unstressed. For example, if you have a word like about, about, this is a prefix, so it is unstressed. And most times you see that the prefix is reduced to a sure sound. All right, about. And then when you have a prefix like detain, so this is also not stressed, okay? So prefixes are almost always unstressed, and so in some cases too, we find that prefixes determine stress in polysyllabic words, but we shall come to that. Now, suffixes determine stress in polysyllabic words. For example, words ending in suffixes such as ion, ian, ial, ic have similar place of stress. All right, so we are going to come to that. This is just to show you how affixes determine stress in the English language. Now let's move on and begin to look at rules of stress. And we want to begin with four-syllable words stressed on the first syllable. What are the rules? Rule number one, words of four syllables that end in the suffixes able, osm, ism, able, and it. Well, this is not included. So let me encircle this. So remove this. That's a typo, right? So words of four syllables that end in suffixes such as able, osm, ism, ible, and ate are almost always stressed on the first syllable. Now, examples of words ending with the suffix able. We have perishable, charitable, cultivable, habitable, comfortable. See, stress on the first syllable. And we have words ending in the suffixes osm or ism. We have modernism, organism, communism, microcosm, pessimism, tribalism, activism. You see, stress on the first syllable because those words end in these suffixes, all right? Now we move on to the next rule, and that is rules of stress for four-syllable words stressed on the second syllable. And one of these rules is that four-syllable words that end in ate, ical, ity, gy, or phy are almost always stressed on the second syllable. Let's look at examples beginning with words ending in ate. We have certificate, second syllable. Certificate. Now let's actually look at this. This is syllable number one, okay, syllable number two, number three, and number four. So you have four syllables here, and stress is on the second syllable. So that's exactly what we mean. Four syllable words stress on the second syllable. So we have certificate, you know, Stress is on syllable number 2. The second example, interpolate, interpolate, humiliate, humiliate, congratulate, congratulate, communicate, communicate. Now, you always see stress being placed on the second syllable. Then words ending in ICAL, you have political, political, stress on the second syllable. Methodical, methodical, stress on the second syllable. Illogical, illogical, historical, historical. Now, for words ending in ity, you have humility, humility. Then you have maternity, maternity. Then you have eternity, eternity. Temerity, audacity, reality, ability. Okay? For words ending in gy and phy, you have biology, geology, phonology, typology, philosophy, typography. All right? Then you also have photography. Now, four syllable words, this is the second rule. Four syllable words that end in able or ible that are introduced by prefixes such as im or in are stressed on the syllable that follows the prefix from the beginning of the word. And examples are as follows. Impossible. Now take note that stress is on the second syllable, and that is the syllable immediately after the prefix. The prefix here is im, and immediately after that you have po, impossible, incredible, inflammable, ineligible, inedible, illegible, indelible. All right, so that is how stress is placed on first syllable words, and when stress has to be placed on the second syllable, here is exactly how the rule applies. Now let's move on to the next, the last but not the least, rules of stress for four syllable words stressed on the second syllable. No, on the third syllable this time we have seen the rules for four syllable words stressed on the second syllable. Now we are going to see rules of stress for four syllable words stressed on the third syllable. And the rule is this: four syllable words that end in IC or ION are stressed on the third syllable. For example, for IC, for words ending in IC, you have diplomatic. You see, diplomatic. Now, the first syllable is D, then second syllable plo, and the third syllable ma. The last one, tick, diplomatic. Then you have economic, democratic, mathematic, periodic, right? So you take note of stress placed on these specific syllables. So there's something scientific about aspects of English language like every other language, and that is why linguistics is defined as the scientific study of language. Science is about, you know, uh, observation and application of rules based on patterns of occurrence. And when you observe how language is used, you will observe that there are certain patterns. And that is also why stress is called stress patterns. All right. Now let's look at words ending in ION. You have education, education, jubilation, reputation, segregation, occupation. Now, you can always see that stress comes immediately before the suffix, which is ION or TION if you like. And this actually brings us to the end of this lesson. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, kindly leave them in the comment section below. See you in the next class. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video. Thank you